Hello everyone, this is Taki'h. I want to share a few reflections regarding emotions. Today, given what's going on in the world with Corona, it's been going on in Europe now for about 3 weeks, and things have escalated and there might be a lot of emotions moving through you. So I wanted to make a few comments regarding how to deal with emotions. And one of the ways that I found since the beginning of my journey to a more authentic expression in this life is one of the greatest guidance I got from the beginning was actually from Osho, which is to regard emotions the way the clouds move through the sky. That you don't judge any cloud for being there, but you also just allow it to move through. So you're not trying to, oh, I want that cloud to stay, or I wish that cloud wasn't here. So inviting whatever emotion is there, that it's not a negative emotion, it's not a bad emotion, it's not something you need to judge or hear this again, and why do I have to go through this again? Okay, it's here, let me feel it. Now I can do that without rejecting it, but also without clinging onto it, letting it flow through you, as opposed to that it's my favorite bad feeling, and so I'm actually going to cling onto it even though it doesn't feel so good. Now we all can identify with that, whatever that favorite bad feeling might be. So to let it just flow, like as if you were an empty hose and water's flowing through. Sure, the hose gets wet, but it's not saying, oh, water, don't flow, like stay. It's just, letting it flow through, letting the water flow through. So like that with emotions. And I know that's easier said than done. We have a lot of judgments on certain emotions, and we have preferences, and we reject others, or we are afraid of them, we don't know how to deal with them, and so forth. So that's the guiding principle. No rejecting, but also no clinging, and let it flow through. Now, how does it flow through? How do I do that? So obviously the key is to feel. Yeah, so I'm not like thinking, okay, I'm angry, okay, I'm gonna breathe through that, and there's a bypassing way, like you just think about the emotion and then you try to change it into something else. But there's also the embodied way of feeling it. And what does feeling mean? Does it mean cathartic? Does it mean like getting it all out? Well, not necessarily. So this is the second point I want to make about emotions, which is that they are there to give you some kind of indication of where you're at or what's happening inside or around you. They're pointing towards something, and you are meant to feel them, to experience them. So if I feel so overwhelmed or so disconnected or so whatever that I can't feel, and that I've gone into freeze or I've gone into flight, I'm checking out, I'm going numb, I'm spacing out, I'm hardened, stiff, contracted, then obviously I can't feel. So I need something to support me at the physical level, at the emotional level. So the physical body, emotional body, energy body to move my energy so that I can feel. And then there's the other end of the spectrum, so 2 polarities, that's one. And the other is I've got so much running through me that I'm going to explode and I'm going to just dump on someone or lose it in some way, because I'm feeling so much. And both are ways of actually preventing you to really feel. One is so intense that I can't really stay with this feeling and be with it and allow it and let it flow through me. I've got to get it out. I've got to release it. And the other is I actually can't feel much anymore. I'm contracted or I'm numb or I'm frozen or whatever, and so there's a stuckness. So both don't actually allow you to really feel. So what do? All these great active meditations, as they're called in the Osho world, Osho Kundalini, Osho Chakra Breath, Osho Dynamic. These are meant for you to be able to move stagnant energy or release excess energy so that you can actually feel and you can actually be. And so what's the difference? The difference is I need to release so that I can feel, or I need to do something so that I get unstuck so that I can feel. But the point is feeling, not just releasing. So just to keep that in mind or in heart and body, that it's not about just dumping out and punching a pillow or screaming into a pillow or raging or weeping endlessly or whatever. It's actually going into that whatever emotion is there and being with it, and whatever lessons there are there for you, harvesting those instead of just dumping them out or bypassing them and not feeling them altogether. So I just wanted to make those two commentaries regarding emotions, that there are no negative, there are no positive, there are no better or worse, there are no good or bad, that all of them are clouds in the sky, and you're just a hose letting water come through without rejecting and without clinging. That's one. And the second commentary is that you are actually meant to feel. As human beings, we have that gift, and it's a beautiful gift, and we can harness so many lessons from the capacity to be able to feel. But we need to be able to be in that space where we can feel, neither so much that it's so overwhelming that we're just gonna go berserk, blow up, nor so numb that we can't feel. So whatever active meditation or process, whether it's shaking or shaking and moving, or any of the active meditations, or any other way that you have, TRE, or that you have to allow the body at the physical and emotional levels to release or to kickstart, to feel, to move energy from the stuckness. Either way, those are tools. They are not the end. They are not they are means to an end. They are not the end itself. They're the means to the end of being able to actually then feel. So I wish you so many blessings. I know that I've been working on that for 15 years, and it's an incredible, incredible journey to be able to open up to the whole different weather pattern that exists, the various different kinds of weathers that exist in the world. And sometimes there's rain, and sometimes there's sun, and sometimes there's snow, and sometimes there's wind, and everything in between, and to be with it all with loving presence. Wishing you blessings on your journey with emotions and feeling. Thank you for joining me today.